Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how to swap cranks in a Pitbike engine. It's pretty simple, but I started off with this engine. I started with two engines. One's got a good crank and good bottom end, which is not this one. This has got a good top end. And I'm just taking the top end off this engine, but I do need to take the crank out and the rod to swap into the good bottom end. And so basically I'm just taking apart the top end right now. It's pretty simple. I'll show you later in depth in a couple other clips when I take the other engine apart, that top end. I have it recorded, not time-lapsed, but it's pretty simple. It's just a couple bolts and it all comes apart. It's got a little clip for the piston, and that piston just comes out like that. So basically now we move to the bottom end, and basically there's bolts around the case. That comes off, that's just holding them by 2 screws, and there's 8mm screws and bolts holding the case. That case just comes straight off, and then that's the clutch, and that's not flywheel. Sorry, there's 4 screws on the clutch, and those come out. Here's some more photos of what it is. There's that little pin in the middle which comes out. So then this is a little screw that actually needs to be hammered out, or if you have a special tool you can get that out, but you can use a flat head and a hammer, and it just comes off like that. The spacer, and then that just comes off. You need the pliers, and then clutch is off. That's easy. Okay, so next it's just these gears come off now, and these basically just keep them in order, just keep them where you can remember where they come from. And then there's a little circlip holding on this gear, so you just comes off like that. Nothing fancy, just keep order like I said before. So this is what the engine looks like once those gears are off and the clutch is off. Then there's another gear holding onto the crank. That comes off, and just put that back there. So for the gear lever, there's a little spring holding that in, and as well as that bolt that the red arrow just pointed to. And once those come out, the gear changer can come out like this. Just comes out, nothing fancy holding that in. And now I don't have any other clips of this engine getting taken apart, but I do have clips of the other engine that I have to take apart, so I'll play those now. Okay, so taking apart this engine, it's just a 10mm bolt that comes out for the cam, and you can see the cam gear now. And then there's 3 9mm bolts that just come out, and just taking them out now. Make sure you line up your cam with the dot on the case and the dot on the cam gear. And then all you do is pry that out with a screwdriver. It comes out. Next is these 4 10mm bolts. Just light them out. That's it. Pretty easy. And that's done. Once you've got those 10mm bolts out, there's one 10mm bolt on the side, and that's going to be cracked open with a spanner. And then just take it out. And then the head can come off and be separated from the engine. And there we go. Just remember there's 2 dowel pins, one there and one down the bottom, and they're going to be put in the right position, otherwise the head won't get put back on properly when you do it. So just take that off and you should be good. When I took the engine out, you can see, look inside the cylinder, and there was oil all in the cylinder, so the rings were gone. Yeah, just take that bolt out, and this bolt comes out, and just to take the jug off. This just holds in like a little cam guide gear, a little wheel, and then just pry it open with some screwdrivers, and it's pretty easy. And just pull once you get that. Yeah, just make sure the little gear will probably come out, as you can see. There it is. And just pull the jug out, and yeah, mine was pretty stuck in there, so should be easier than that, but I'll show you guys why it got stuck. But yeah, all the scoring on the pistons, it obviously got ran without no oil. got really hot, marks up all the piston, and the crank bearings actually shot. There's so much wobble in it. Shouldn't do that. Yeah, just that same gear. It's just a guy just put that somewhere. But these are the piston, looking bad, the scoring and marking on it, really bad. So yeah, next video I'm gonna put it back together, put the new crank in, and it's pretty easy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.